your truth and your honesty. And for those that are just tuning in, I'm talking to two creative beings, Sylvia Kouveli and Ted Meyer. They're in the studio with me tonight. And I am also on Instagram Live, guys. So I will share this with you in your message, Sylvia, because people can hear you, and they've been sending me little messages while we talk because they can hear you. And I just wanted to do it live as well for those that don't want to log in or don't want to call in. But I'll share it with you in your DM after we end, just
Perfect.
so that way
Thank
you
you
can have it, you know. So with that said, when the two of you are faced with all these obstacles, what gives you the strength to say, I want to go on? And then before you answer that, how do you know you're being semi-blocked or banned from Instagram? How do you know that that's happening? Because you shared a video that I watched on your page when you were talking about that. How do you discover that that's happening?
Right. So it's a really easy test to do. You just put up a post. For example, it can be anything. Like it can be a picture of a wall. It doesn't have to be anything specific. And then in the hashtags, you add a hashtag that you think might be the one causing you to be blocked. For example, hashtag boobs. And then you get somebody who is not your follower to go to the search section of Instagram, type in that same hashtag. So in this case, it would be hashtag boobs, and see if your post that you just published shows up. If it doesn't show up, it means that you're being shadow banned.
Okay. I thank you for that because people want to listen. I have citylock.crack. He says, this is for awareness. It's sad IG does that. I would have to agree. Thank you for chiming in on live.
Thank you.
I think it is sad. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for following. I've had people following me on Instagram Live, making their comments. So I thank you for tuning in and listening to us. Ted, would you want to expand on that a little bit, or did Sylvia cover all areas?
Well, she got that, but I want to talk about your question before about why we do it. And you know, we were both artists who had other focuses at one point, and we got into this narrative work. And she's doing the breast work. She also does some other work. I work now with medical schools and places like that. But what happens when you do work like this and you put it up on a wall is somebody will walk into the gallery, and maybe the shape of a scar or the fact that their wife lost a right breast, and we have a picture of somebody without a right breast, or had a mastectomy. And this work, people, you know, they look at this work, scar work, the stuff that Sylvia and I are doing together, and they have a reaction in the gallery that a painting doesn't have, that a landscape doesn't have. It kind of hits them to the core, and it lets them know that other people are going through it, that other people have a similar story, and that if that person has made it, they can make it. And at least for me, that's why I've been doing scar work for 20 years, because every time I show it, I get a strong reaction. People come up, they want to tell me their story, and not even so much how they got the scar, but how they survived from the scar. And I think that Sylvia's work and my work, it really lets people know there's a community. And again, the idea that a photo lets people discuss things that they might not have an opportunity to start discussing otherwise.
I actually like how you chimed in with that, because both of you guys are definitely warriors for the cause. And I love, Sylvia, that you mentioned find your tribe, because I think that is so vital for even like people like myself. I found my tribe through social media. It wasn't family. Yeah. It wasn't friends. Believe it or not, certain people that you thought were your friends or you thought were family actually took it harder than I did when I got diagnosed, to where, you know, when I look around, nobody's there. You know, I had to endure everything by myself, even healing by myself, that once you're put in the flame, it's like then you understand when you come out, that sword that goes into that flame and it's being molded and then it comes out and it's sharp as hell. I feel like that's me. I was casted into the flame and I came out and I'm still standing, and I realized mentally I'm capable of doing so much more than our mind gives us credit for. So thank you all for your strength, for your perseverance. You know what I'm saying? Your artwork, in my opinion, your artwork should not be shunned. But this is a world we're living in currently where everyone takes everything so personal, and they're so I can understand where you're coming from with the people that are not open-minded, but I applaud those that are open-minded. So let's get into some final thoughts for today's show. Sylvia, I'm going to let you go first. What would be advice you would give those about early detection, about your artwork, about your cause? I'll let you go first.
I think that the most important message that I can put out there is don't shut up about it. If you find something that doesn't quite feel right, you have to tell somebody, tell a friend, tell your doctor. And if you're going through a hard time, if you're fighting something alone, like you did, Ty, and I'm really sorry you had to go through that journey alone, you should just open up and talk to people, whether they're in your immediate circle, whether they're on social media, in community groups, whatever. We have to share the knowledge to help ourselves and to help other people. And each of us will find their own way to do it, be it through writing or through creating art or through exercising or meditating. It doesn't matter. But if we hold it all inside, it doesn't do any of us good. We have to put it out there to help ourselves and to help those around us.
I like that. Thank you, Sylvia. Ted, your final thought for today's episode, and what would you give to those that are listening to you today?
Well, since I've been doing this scar work, and not just on breast, but in general, one thread sort of shows up repeatedly, and that's that once you've had a procedure, the time when a doctor says you're healed is not necessarily the time that you feel you're healed. Like a doctor, if the skin is knitted and the stitches are out, as far as they're concerned, you're healed. But when you have a procedure like any of the ones I've done, from lung removals to breast removals, it's a shock to the body. It's a shock mentally. It's a shock physically. So don't feel you're under a pressure to join back in, to be 100%. Your new 100% might not be your old 100%, and just get to the point where you're comfortable with your own recovery and don't do it on anybody else's timeline.
Right. I agree with you. I thank you. Now, before we get out of here, I want Sylvia, you tell people where they can follow you, where they can reach out to you if they want to volunteer to be, models for your IG pages. What can they find you? How do they get in touch with you?
I mean, I'm always on Instagram. So bOObs 4 with a number 4 prevention is my account. You can send me a message there or drop a comment below a post. And usually within the hour, I'll get back to you. There are many people that have reached out to me that want to participate in the project. Unfortunately, I'm not able to do everybody because of the distance. I would love to be able to travel to everybody's town and do a photo project with them for #bOObs, but it's not always a reality. Having said that, I'm taking note of everybody that reaches out to me. So if I'm ever in their area, I always follow up to do a photo shoot. And of course, this Saturday is the opening of the show that Ted and I are putting together, which is entitled #bOObs for Life. Our two projects coming together. We have done some prints, photos, and stories with people here in Los Angeles. So I would love to have as many of the listeners who are in the area join us this Saturday at 6 p.m. at the Perfect Exposure Gallery. It's in Alhambra. I'm forgetting now the address. I think it's 2424 West Valley Boulevard.
Correct.
Yes. Yes. Ted?
And the American Cancer Society will be present there. We are donating 10% of any art sold, any of the photos sold it's being donated to the American Cancer Society, and we'll also have a small raffle with 100% of the proceeds going to the American Cancer Society.
Awesome. That is great. Ted, where can they find you and those that want to, if they want to model for you, how is that possible? Or is it possible?
It is. I have the same geographic situation as Sylvia, but I do travel around, and I've done people's scars in other cities, and a lot of people end up in LA at some point. So they can find me at tedmeyer.com, and my Instagram is tedmeyerart.com.
Awesome. I want to thank you guys for being a guest on my show today. This is Sylvia Kouveli and Ted Meyer. You can follow them on Instagram. If you're in the Alhambra area, the address for the Perfect Exposure Gallery, 2424 West Valley Boulevard, Alhambra, California. It's going to be there until October 20th, and opening reception Saturday, October 12th from 6 to 9. I'm just going to throw some food for thought out there, guys. You might want to consider brand ambassadors in the U.S., and you just, you pull a brand ambassador, like Diddy is a brand ambassador for Ciroc, so people think Diddy owns Ciroc, but no, he's their brand ambassador. So if you guys recruit some brand ambassadors in the U.S. and different states to pretty much campaign for you, then maybe they can be, the way you guys spearhead your movement in the U.S. That's just a suggestion. I'm just putting it out there. And I want to thank you for thank you for being on the show today. I really, really appreciate the both of you. And I will be tuning in on Instagram. Hopefully I'll get to see some of the work on the opening reception.
Great. And I'm glad your procedure went well and you have a great prognosis ahead.
Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate you both, Ted and Sylvia. You've been a blessing to me and a blessing of information. Thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you for having us, Ty.
Okay, have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. So that was Sylvia and Ted. Sylvia Kouveli, you can find her on Instagram, as well as Ted Meyer. Just a quick reminder to all, today is World Mental Health Day, okay? World Mental Health Day is observed on the 10th of October of every year with the overall objective of raising awareness of mental health issues around the world and mobilizing efforts in support of mental health. The day provides an opportunity for all stakeholders working on mental health issues to talk about their work and what more needs to be done to make mental health care a reality for people. So mark that on your calendars. You can find more information by going to who.int. Okay? This is Ty Jones. I want to thank you all for being on the show today. One other tidbit of advice, all the information that I gave you about what's new in research for breast cancer in men, also in women, you can go to the American Cancer Society website. It's cancer.org, and also find me on Instagram. It's Love Jones Ty. You can find me on Facebook as Ty Jones. And follow me, please. Follow me. Don't follow me. Follow me, don't follow. Yes, follow me. So you can follow me on Blog Talk Radio. It's blogtalkradio.com/Love Jones Ty. Call into the studio on days we are live, 646-668-2718. And we are out of here taking me out of here. Who am I going to choose today?